division up there.
They're not as active up there.
No, not as active as they used to be. When I first joined back in the 70s, there was a vice president of the ladies from Canada, but that fell away probably about 4 or 5 years after
What
that.
about Toronto?
Toronto, not that I'm aware of. I know there is AOH up in Montreal, and they have come and visited the AOH and LAOH in Albany.
They probably all speak French.
I don't think this group did, but I'm sure there's a lot that do.
I was in Quebec City a few years ago, and everybody speaks French in Quebec City until they start buying things. Then they all can speak English.
Oh yeah, they got to get their money in. So
That's right. That's right. But tell us, you got a big event coming up this next Saturday night at the West Side Irish American Club. It's very important to the ladies in Hibernian, and you have very important guests coming to town, right?
yes, we do. In fact, this is the first event that the Hibernians on a national scale will be visiting Cleveland. The last time was in 1988 when we had the AOH, LAOH National Convention. So this is the first time that we are having a ladies-only national event. And we're very proud, as you were talking about Pat Chambers and what Michael Davitt, we want to recognize our history. And this is the inaugural event for the Constant Markovits Award. As you know, Constant Markovits was very instrumental in the 1916 Rising.
Very active.
And yes, she was, and she was the first woman ever elected to Parliament. So we had a committee that had a new award. It was named the Constant Markovits Award. And this new committee award is going to be bestowed biannually at our testimonial weekends. And it's to a woman who is outstanding, passionate, and shows a deep commitment in her endeavors, either professionally or in volunteer work, and conferred without regard to women's nominees' race, creed, religion, color, or national origin. The nominee must be a woman who, in the spirit of unity and cross-community relationships, has made significant and committed contributions to peace and justice and or social and economic well-being of her community or the broader world in which we live. And we are very proud that our first recipient is truly a role model for this award. Her name is Kathleen Savage. She is from Massachusetts, and she has been an advocate for peace and social justice in the north of Ireland for over 40 years. She is one of the contributors in our production of Trasnatona Across the Waves, the Women's Reflections on the Good Friday Agreement, and I have a copy for you, Jerry, for you to put into your library. It is 12 women that wrote about their experiences of how they were advocates for the peace and social justice in the north of Ireland. Our ambassador, Geraldine Byrne-Nason, is in this, as well as our own Kathy Whitford from Cleveland, who was very big in Irish Northern Aid during that period, and our own Kathleen Savage. So, Jerry, here's a copy of that for you.
Thank you. Oh, this is Trust and Tonto.
Across the Waves.
Yes, very nice.
And the women were very instrumental in...
You better not be taking a picture of my big nose.
I was taking a picture of the book.
Oh,
So we have about 7 from the United States that are featured in there, including the ambassador. And we're very proud that she's going to be coming to Cleveland. This will be her second visit, to the best of my knowledge, to the Cleveland area. She came last year with Irish Network at their convention. I extended the invitation in last January, not knowing that we were going to be having an honorary consul general of Ireland, of Ohio.
now
So
tell me, she's coming in Saturday, right? She's coming in Friday.
She's coming in
speaking at
Friday.
the City Club on
for
Friday.
the City Club,
That's at 11:30.
11:30.
I got tickets for that.
yeah, I believe that is open to the public.
Yeah, it is. It probably is almost sold out.
I would think so. And then
And that's on Friday.
that's on Friday, and I know she's going to be opening up Mark's office in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and that was by invitation only. So that is very proud of all of us Clevelanders that we do have somebody from Ohio representing us.
And then Saturday, what time is the event Saturday?
Saturday, the event
the
will
West
start
Side Irish
at the
Club.
West Side Irish American Club. It's a club that's very dear to my heart, so I'm very glad to be able to show it off to the ambassador as well as my sisters from around the country. It'll start at Mass at 4:30, celebrated by our chaplain, Father Tom Mahoney, con-celebrated with my cousin, Father Jack Masenko, and Father Francis Walsh. And then dinner will start at 6 o'clock. Tickets for the dinner are $65, and our deadline was extended to tomorrow. So you can reach out to Sharon Kelty, and you can get all the information on our website, www.ladiesaoh.com.
Now, are men allowed to go to this?
Everyone is allowed to go to it.
Of course.
It's an open welcome.
Yes, indeed. Father Tom will be there. I wonder what he's going to be, the subject matter of his sermon is going to be.
I think it'll be to the readings of the day.
Okay.
And again, it is on Veterans Day. And we are very proud of our women's veterans. So we have a beautiful prayer at the back of our program book for the Mass about women's veterans. So we will be having a collection at the Mass that will be donated to a women's veterans group here in the Ohio area.
Okay, sounds like a great event. So, people want to buy some tickets. I always like to give phone numbers. Marilyn, I know a lot of people are on the social media part of it. Phone numbers are often important. Do you have one?
Well, they can call me at 216-470-3773.
Okay, let's write that down, and we'll announce it several times during the program. It's what again?
216-470-3773.
3773 470-3773, and that's area code 216. That's Marilyn Madigan's number for next Saturday night at the Westside Irish American Club. The Irish ambassador.
Yes,
is
she will be
going-
there, as well as Ellen Flanagan, who is a vice chair council from New York, as well as Mark Owens, our honorary consul.
Oh, Mark will be there, of course.
Mark is watching live. So
Yes,
doing a great job,
Hi,
Marilyn.
Mark. How
Yeah,
are you?
good. Yes.
Marilyn, stick around a few minutes, can you?
Sure,
We'll talk some more about. I want to talk about Hibernians in general.
I would love to. Thank you, Jerry.
Hibernians are a very important part of our community and a very important part of the entire Irish community throughout the country. To get tickets for the event, they still have time.
They have time. We extended our deadline to tomorrow. You can call me at 216-470-3773, or you can visit the website, www.ladiesaoh.com, and there's information on the event. I'm proud to say that we're going to be highlighting our two local divisions of Ladies Ancient Order of Hibernians. We have Our Lady of the Rosary that's been in existence for approximately 80 years coming up. We celebrated our 75th a few years back. And we have a new division, the Defer of Charity, and they're based out of the East Side Club. And they're our co-host of the event. And I could not have done this without the leadership of Pat Lavelle and Sarah O'Brien and all of the members of
That's the new local president.
that's
isn't she?
the two local presidents.
Great lady.
They're
Great,
both
of them.
both fantastic women. They do a lot of work that people do not see. Neither one of them are ones that always want to be recognized for the work they do. But I can tell you, if it wasn't for Pat Lavelle, our ladies of the Rosary Division would have had some difficulties. She is a quiet leader, but a powerful leader, and she has led our division wonderful for the past 4 years.
You know what I noticed, Marilyn? You guys, and you ladies, I shouldn't say you guys.
I knew what you meant.
No, you know what I meant. Anyway, you do a lot of things that people don't see. You're right. For instance, when there's work to be done down at the Cultural Garden, I noticed the ladies are always
Yes, we have a
there.
good group. Teresa Kowalski, Maura Manning
Yeah.
usually go on. I know that there are two that are very, along with Sheila
I know.
Crawford and Maureen Kavanaugh.
Sheila told me that too, and of course Sheila is a longtime member of the Hibernians, right?
Yes, well, you know, the ladies, Hibernians, were very big with the cultural gardens
Yes.
when it was started, thanks to Sheila's mother.
And Eddie Crawford, the former ambassador, used to call me when we were talking one day, and he says, I don't know what we do without that ladies of the Hibernians. He said they do such great work at the
And
garden.
sometimes we don't pat ourselves on the back
We
enough,
don't.
but we're quiet workers. We work for our faith and we work for our heritage.
The other thing I noticed you work on when Margaret Lynch is having the Walks of Life Award, is that a lot of ladies Hibernians work that table, isn't it?
Yes, and I love to share a story about that. Margaret Lynch's mother was a strong member. She was a role model for myself, I can tell you. And one time at St. Bridget's Day, a few years back, she knew that Margaret was going to need help. That herself, Margaret, the mother, couldn't be working anymore. She was getting up in age, as well as Margaret's aunts. So she figured, who am I going to ask to help? So she asked 4 of us. And one by one she goes, remember at St. Bridget's Day when I asked you if you'd help with the walks of life? And I looked at her and I said, well, not really, Margaret. Well, you said yes. I said, okay, Margaret, if I said yes, I'll be there. She did that to all 4 of us. And about 6 years into working, she goes, I have to confess, I never asked you. But she knew that we were committed to preserving our history, our Irish history here in the city of Cleveland, as well as promoting Irish history on our national sites. We have a history contest that is going on to November 15th, and it's recognizing the women of what they have done to make Ireland a nation today and in the future when it'll be a united Ireland.
No, you pretty much answered my next question, which was what exactly, if you were to compartmentalize it and say, well, what the Hibernians do in a couple of sentences, I think you answered it.
And we are a very giving community here locally and at local divisions throughout this country. And when Superstorm Sandy hit New York, the New York Hibernians came out in force to help one another. Last year when Hurricane Ian was hitting Florida, and then it was going up the coast, I'm like, we're usually reactive. Let's not be reactive anymore. Let's create a humanitarian fund. So I created a humanitarian fund to help with like natural disasters or wherever our people need it. Because we had 9 divisions down in Florida, and I thought, oh my God, somebody's going to be affected by this. I just heard last week that there was a sister and brother Hibernian that were affected, and they're still affected. So we're going to try to give them a donation from that fund. But we did not know that at the time. But we donated $4,000 to the Diocese of Venice to help with the hurricane relief. And then an anonymous donor added $22,000 to our fund. So it helped those people. Then when the fires hit Maui, we found out that we had a past state president from South Carolina that was living there, and her son's home was completely destroyed. Because of that humanitarian fund, we were able to assist that family, and in addition give $6,000 to help the women, the Diocese of Honolulu help those in need in Maui. And now we're talking about what's going on in the Middle East, and there's innocent people that are being affected. And someone reached out to me yesterday, is there anything we can do to help them? And we do have a woman in New York that knows a good organization that could help both sides, and we are in the process of discussing how we can help, and a national appeal going out for that as well. But that's what the Hibernians are about. We see a need, we try to help others, and we want to promote our Catholic faith, and it's showing Catholic action.
But it doesn't. The recipients do not have to be Catholic.
They do not have to be Catholic.
That's very nice. That's very. You're a bit like the Mayo Society.
Yes, we are.
We do the same thing.
You know, Irish people as a whole, I think, are the most giving people that I've
would
ever
say,
met.
especially Irish Americans.
Yes, they
They're
are.
really generous. I found that out. All you have to do is ask. Sometimes tell them what you're doing, what the cause is, and they support it.
Yeah, and we did help the Ukrainians a few years back, and still they're part of our humanitarian. You know, and one thing about being from Cleveland is all our ethnic groups, they're strong. I used to play soccer for the Germans out in Columbia Road, the Donauschwabens, and I know that their fish fries last year helped the Ukrainians as well. So Cleveland is a very giving community, and I'm very proud to be part of that.
Speaking of the community, I'm sure you're familiar with Debbie Hansen and her organization called the Cleveland
Yes, I am.
International Hall of Fame. And she sent me a card here, and I got it. And this year's recipients of the class, what they call the class of 2024, the 6 people being honored on April the 23rd. And it's going to be at Windows and the River. And the 6th being honored is Donna Brady, I'm sure you know her, Ambassador Edward Crawford, Veronica Dahlberg, Dr. Eugene Jordan, Erica Hussar, and Johnny Wu. And that's another great organization that does a lot for the community. Debbie and Dan were the ones that told me we have 126 nationalities in Cleveland. You were talking about the Germans there.
Yeah.
We're all together on that, aren't we?
Yes, we are. I was very honored to be inducted
That's right, you were.
in
I was there.
2019.
I was there. Now, what year was the ladies founded, the ladies Hibernians?
The Hibernians were founded, nationalized in 1894.
How about the ladies?
1894 is when the ladies
men-
were. The
and
men
the
were in 1836.
Oh, yeah, they are the oldest, aren't they?
We are the oldest. The men consider themselves the voice of Irish America, and the women consider ourselves the heart of Irish America.
You see, what you're saying is the women are the workers.
You said that, I didn't.
Oh, I know, Marilyn. It's great to have you with us always. It's always great to see you coming down. Hope you make it an annual visit to us anyway.
Jerry, I love coming here,
How
so
long
thank
is
you.
your presidency?
I'll be finished next August, August 11th.
And then the big convention in this country.
The convention will be in Orlando, August 7th to the 11th.
And how about Danny? When is he finished?
He's finished the same time.
Oh, okay, so I don't think we'll get the two Ohioans back again.
No, I think this was a first. We have seen two presidents from the same state before, but it's usually East Coast, which was in New York.
Yeah.
So I think, but Danny and I both being elected from the Midwest, it shows that Ohio is truly the heart of it all.
Tell me, how many states do you think have Hibernian chapters?
We have currently in 30 states. The men say that they have a membership in all 50 states because they have a membership at large. We're working on that as well because we could count our member in Hawaii. We have members in Arizona and up in like Oregon area.
How about Alaska?
We don't have in Alaska yet. But next time I'll be the organizer, so I'm hoping maybe to go out to the West Coast and start organizing divisions.
Okay, great. Thanks, Marilyn. Thanks for coming in.
I'm in Ohio, Cleveland, with our honorary consul office being open, and then the ladies, Hibernians, coming into Cleveland for our board meeting, and the testimonial going to dinner for myself, as well as the inaugural of Constant Markovitz Award. We'd love to have everyone there. It'll be at the Westside IA on Saturday, November 11th, starting with Mass at 4:30, dinner at 6. Tickets are $65, and they can be, information is found on our website, ladiesaoh.com, or they can call me myself at 216-470-3773. And I'm proud to show off our Westside Irish American Club, and I cannot thank my sisters of Our Lady of the Rosary and the Fur Charity for all their work in planning this. And I'd like to congratulate the Spicers on their anniversary. Patrick was going to be one of our celebrants because he was a Project St. Patrick recipient a few years back during his seminary years. And the Spicer family has always been very supportive of the Hibernians.
Thank you.
So congratulations to George and Maureen.
Wonderful.
Okay, take care.